Welcome to this week's episode of Automotive Weekly. In today's episode, we're working on the FRS. We're going to be installing this head unit as well as a backup camera, so we're going to show you how to do it as well as talk about some of the neat features that come on the specific head unit. So let's jump right in.
This is my old head unit. It is a Pioneer AVH X4700BS. It has been my primary radio in my cars since 2014 and has done a great job, but now it's time to put a more modern radio into it. First thing we do is remove the panels to get access to the bolts holding the radio in. On most cars, this can be accomplished with trim removal tools and a screwdriver. In this one, it's as easy as pulling it off with your hands. Next, we remove the radio using a 10mm socket and an impact wrench, and also remove the wiring harness. Next, we solder the wire adapter to the harness for the new radio. We then transfer the mounting hardware from the old radio to the new one. This can be very different depending on the brand, so be sure you check how it's done for your specific vehicle. Once you have finished putting the mounting hardware on, it's time to connect everything and see if it's working.
Now that we've got the head unit all installed and got it tested to make sure it's working and everything, we have to move on to some of the other stuff now. So we have this backup camera that we're going to be installing into my car as well as Rebecca's car, which I'm pretty excited about. So we're going to start doing that next. But before that, we're going to go ahead and put in our GPS signal and our locator for our head unit, as well as our microphone. So let's go ahead and jump right in.
For this car, we found a good spot next to the speaker dash to put the GPS locator unit. We ran the wiring through the holes that the speaker wires ran through the glove box to the back of the head unit. Now on to the rear camera. On the FRS, you can get the trigger wire access by removing the trunk carpet, removing the 3 pins shown here, then removing this trim piece. You can remove the reverse light harness clip since this is where we're going to get our power and ground from. If you're looking into the clip, the 12-volt source should be on the right. This can be confirmed by putting the car into reverse and using a multimeter to find the current. Next, connect all the wires and test it to make sure that it works.
Now that we've got the camera all bench tested with the head unit and we get it all working and everything like that, it's time to actually install it. So we are going to mount it right here. Now I've already gone and done some measurements. I got the center mark all marked out and everything like that. And thankfully, it's kind of hard to see, but up in there's already a hole ready for it. So we're going to go ahead and drill it out and stick it in. That felt really wrong. All right, so backup camera is installed. At least that part of it is. Let's get into focus. There we go. So that's there. Actually have the cable running up through here and then out into the loom, which you can see here. And then there's the end that we need to work on. So we're on to the next bit, which is actually getting all that mess dealt with and taken care of. So let's do it.
For my case, I put a small amount of solder onto the pins that I removed from the reverse light harness and attached the new wires directly, so I didn't have to cut any wires.
Got that all plugged back up. All the wires are nice and tucked away in there, and now it's ran up and over into the back behind the frame here and then out here. And we're gonna run everything up to the front and then plug it all in.
I pulled apart the interior so that I could run the wire stealthily underneath the carpet and the rear seat replacements.
So we've had the head unit installed for a couple of weeks now, and I was going to talk a little bit about some of the things I like about it and some of the things I don't. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So one of the things that is a little annoying is that it has a little bit of a long startup time. It's not the worst in the world. My old Pioneer was a little bit worse than this one, but it is noticeable that it takes a little while to get up and going. So now I got this. So one thing that is really good is that the Bluetooth and everything, it pairs up fairly quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off for right now, so that way it doesn't trigger this thing to stop. The navigation on it works really well. It's very fast. It's actually faster than most units that I've seen so far, thanks to its solid state system. So, I mean, it's incredibly quick. The one thing it is a little bit of a bummer is that little bit of beep, but it's really not the end of the world. So, that's pretty cool. The Spotify system on it works really well. It uses the album covers and everything like that, so I really like that. But apart from that, I mean, it all works really well. The camera and everything works really well. As I showed before, that's what the camera looks like, so that's really cool. And you can adjust all this stuff here. So overall, it's definitely a good upgrade over the last one. It's a lot quicker. The DVD system in it works really well. It loads really quickly. And the screen itself is actually phenomenal, like very high quality. So yeah, definitely like a lot of people like it a lot. Thanks for watching this episode of Automotive Weekly. We have new videos coming out every single Friday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to make sure you get the videos coming in. And if you like the video, give it a like. You know, it's that simple. We'll be back next week with our podcast videos, so stay tuned. We'll see you then.